or I nominate myself for an award, which is even worse, I have to win that goddamn award. And if I don't, as that person's walking past me, I'm tripping them up.
If you want something, go and get it.
Welcome back to my first ever Dream Big podcast. I used to do them in 2022, 2023. I took a complete break and now I am back with business, mindset, property, some weird stuff maybe, depending on the guest. And I am here to get you guys in a position where you know you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And today, I have a fantastic story for you. The person I'm with is a member of my community. He came and met me in Milton Keynes. He joined my education community and we've become really close. We've become friends. And when he speaks, you listen. His story is incredible. What he's doing in the property world is absolutely amazing in a short space of time. But you know what? It's really easy for me to big somebody up and give all of the accolades and everything. Let's hear it from the man himself. Here is James.
Thanks, Steve. Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me today.
Well, I really appreciate you coming down on short notice, actually.
Literally last night.
Yes, you didn't need to tell people it was last night, but short notice is
There
great.
you go.
Yes, it was arranged last night. We have had this idea for a while, but we met the guy who owns this podcast studio. It was set up exactly how we wanted it, and we thought, why wait? You know what I'm like? I'm a guy that likes to get things done.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about you.
So a year and a half ago, I was completely unrelated to property. I was in the military. Unfortunately, I was injured and that led to a medical discharge. And I met you about 2 months ago now.
Yeah, about 9 weeks ago, yes.
Yeah, in Milton Keynes. Came to your property blueprint and you spoke to me about deal sourcing and getting the right education. And I was like, yeah, fantastic. Jumped at it. Watched your training videos. Signed up, done some tutoring. And then I went home on a Saturday and went, okay, right, I'm going to go deal sourcing. And then 5 weeks after, I've sourced £24,000 worth of property deals in 5 weeks.
Did you hear that, guys? There's no backhanders here.
No.
There's no nonsense where we're telling people to say things and do things and bigging the education up. £24,000 worth of deals.
Yeah.
And you did it from a standing start.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible when you actually put it into context.
Yeah.
What do you think separates you from the people who want to do it but actually don't achieve the success?
Taking action.
It's a very simple thing to say. What does it involve step by step?
Being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay.
So it's really easy to sit there for 2 hours and plan a phone call conversation with an estate agent. You'll pick up the phone. It won't go like how you've planned.
Okay.
So it's about jumping and just going with it. And no deal's perfect. And when people say to you, a property's below market value, this, that, and the other, that's down to you as the property sourcer.
Yeah.
And it's all about speed.
Okay.
So when I see other people going, I might say this, might say that, for me, I'm like, fantastic. That's a great opportunity. I'm going to pick up the phone and speak to that agent before you are. That's a fantastic opportunity for me.
Okay.
And when I go on viewings, I've already done all my work. So when I've gone to the viewing, I'm not there to learn something new. I'm there to confirm what I already know.
Yeah, because that's a big part of my teaching, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say to people, why are you wasting your time on viewings for a property if you've not done the due diligence on the property or got answers from the estate agents or the vendor before you even get there?
Mm-hmm.
Because time is the most important thing in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
And people waste it so easy. People will cry and cry and cry over losing £100. But if they lose a week, they're not bothered because they think time is infinite and money is just that little bit that's there. They don't realize that money is actually infinite and time is limited. So due diligence is key. Guys, listen to me. Work backwards if you're in deal sourcing. Find the end value. Work out the refurb price. That will then tell you what you need to offer or get the deal agreed for with the amount of markup that you need for either yourself or the investor. And you literally listened to that as the blueprint, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you followed it to a T. Again, do you think your military background separates you from the everyday person?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Because in a military environment, there's no excuses. It's your job to do that job and you get it done. So with deal sourcing, it's the same. You know, you make it happen. Like last month in 5 weeks, I saw 7 deals, £24,000. That doesn't mean I made 7 phone calls.
Yeah.
You know, that was probably 60 phone calls.
Yeah.
That was probably 150 properties analysed. And, you know, you've got to put the hours in to get there.
It's a bit like the Steph Curry situation where everybody thinks he's this amazing guy who can pick up a basketball and shoot 3-pointers without looking from anywhere and they land in the net. What they don't realise is he's made about 3,600 3-pointers from what I've heard in the NBA. He's took over 2 million shots in his career because it's the work that he does in silence that we don't see on camera that accumulates to his success. It's the exact same thing. People see that you've sourced that many deals, but they don't realise that you've looked at actually, 100 more deals than that in order to get those 7 that you've got. So I think commitment and consistency is 2 words that are lacking in the world today. Commitment is I want to do something now, but in an hour's time I'm gonna lose concentration. And then consistency is I'll do it for 3 days, and when I don't see any results, I'm off. And the army is probably giving you both.
Yeah.
So let's say my viewers are trying to figure out how they can become like you. Is there any answers? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Education.
Yep.
And surround yourself with positive people, because there is a lot of negativity in the world. Like, I can't drive because of my injuries. So I have to get public transport, which means that if I want to go to a viewing, I've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get the taxi, to get to the train station, to wait on the platform, to travel 2.5 hours to Liverpool, to then get in a taxi, then get in a bus, to go.
I know all this because I know what you do.
To go to a half an hour viewing that could honestly be terrible. I could get there and the agent might not even turn up.
Yeah,
that's actually happened on quite a few occasions.
It's happened to me a very long time ago. There was a huge property that I was really interested in.
Yeah,
and I attended it 3 times, and the agent let me down 3 times, and I remember it to this day, and it still scars me.
Yeah,
because I didn't have a lot of money back then.
Nor do I. And it's that commitment to say to yourself, I've done the right things here. I've put this effort in, and okay, it hasn't come off today. It might not come off tomorrow, but in a week's time, in a month's time, in 2 months' time, when I'm sat there and the money's come in and I've sourced my deals, I've earned it. And when everyone else is in work and they're like, God, do you know what? I hate my job. I'm going to sit there in the coffee shop opposite the office and go, I could have been that guy, but I'm not because I was willing to put in the hours and sacrifice to get there. And, if you're not willing to take a bit of a risk, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get a reward. And surrounding yourself with positive people like yourself, where you know my story and my background, if I come to you with ideas, it's not an idea where you're like, oh, James, don't do that, that's terrible. It's more of a conversation of great idea, but this way. This works better.
That's my job.
Yeah.
My job is to coach you in the right direction. My job is to tell you what I think is wrong and what is right, based on knowledge that I've had in the past. If you bring an idea to me that I've never experienced before, I'd be like, well, let's have a go, see what happens, and we'll fix it afterwards. But if you bring me an idea where I can see flaws because I've been through it, it's my job to say to you, well, that doesn't work, so let's do it like this. And I think you've realised I am that person. Mm-hmm. My communication is not great, but I'm very self-aware. You've got to imagine my WhatsApp is the craziest thing in the world. And I've made a huge decision this week to actually scrap WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. And I've let people know, and I'm giving it a few days over the weekend. And then by Monday, my WhatsApp is completely gone. If you want me, same number, text or call. And what I've found is people don't like to text, which is the strangest thing in the world, because it's the same as WhatsApp, but they don't like to text, which to me is a good thing because you'll pick up the phone and speak to me. Mm-hmm. So I know I'm self-aware. Are you?
Yeah.
What are your bad points? Because right now you just sound like Superman.
My bad points is sometimes I don't think enough. So I'm someone that will just jump at things.
Okay.
And I'll just go and do it.
Okay.
And I'll figure out as I'm going along.
That's not a bad trait to have.
Sometimes it can be.
Okay.
If there's a property that's terrible and I'm like, oh, emotional, and I get emotional about it, and I'm like, oh, do you know what? yeah, I'm going to travel to Newcastle to go and view
Okay,
this
yeah.
to go and view this 2-bed house. I get there and I ring you up and go, Steve, this house is terrible. You could have told me that 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could have spent my time so much better.
Yeah, I understand that side of things. I have seen the way that you do certain things. But guys,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with following your gut.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a little bit emotional. As you get more into the property world, we have to lose the emotion. We have to.
Yeah.
Because properties need to be run by numbers and not emotion. The emotion is at the beginning of your journey. You know, you fall in love with your first buy-to-let, your first flip, your first BRR, your first deal source. You know, you want to make sure it's all going according to plan. You probably want to view it a few times after when the new owner's bought it if you're still sourcing. But realistically, it's a numbers game. And that will come in time, because right now you're like a virgin who's had his cherry popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an inside joke in here, so
Yeah. It's just there's a board down there, guys, and it's a completely different podcast to what we do. There's people laughing behind the camera, and I just pictured what I actually said. So, you know, I apologize for any young viewers out there that are watching and don't understand what we've just said. That's not what we want. Right, let me just spin it around completely. Let's bring it back to the clean side of everything. The next generation. Okay, how old are you?
31.
31 years old. Do you see a huge problem with our next generation of 18 to 24-year-olds?
100%.
What is the problem?
School.
Okay.
When you go to school, when you go through education, so I've done it, I've gone all the way through university, studied PhD level, lectured at uni, done all that, been in business, been in the military. In school, you're not taught to problem solve. You're taught to pass exams, and you're not taught to think for yourself.
Yep.
And when you go in the real world, if you want to go into business, there's not a textbook. It's a people business, and you have to be good at problem solving. What separates the 1% from everyone else is they don't look for problems. They solve them when they come along.
Yeah.
And you constantly just spend your time problem solving and moving forward. And the less you think about problems, actually, the less they come.
Well, I'm a big believer
Yeah.
in energy. I'm a big believer in what you put out is what you get back.
Yeah.
If you wake up in the morning and go, I'm tired, I feel a bit like, you know, I didn't get enough rest, and it's cold outside and it's wet, and what a day this is going to be. I can imagine it's going to be a long day today. You know, people wake up in the morning cooking breakfast and go, it's going to be a long day today. Wouldn't you want it to be a long day? Because my days fly by. I mean, 8 in the morning till 5 at night goes like that, and before I know it, I've not got anything done that I want to get done, and I'm kind of like, oh shit, what's going on? So I understand that side of things, but going back to this next generation when it comes to the school side of things, and you saying that they don't get taught the right things, the one thing that annoys me more than anything with the school education system, and we can do a podcast on this for hours and hours and hours, but I don't want to, because I don't want it to turn into a political debate and all that kind of stuff and nonsense. But how are you not teaching young adults about their credit file? How is that not even brought up in the syllabus or the curriculum or whatever it's called in this world today? I have no idea. It baffles the life out of me, because it is one of the most important aspects of being an adult for buying a house, getting a car, getting a credit card. It's not even mentioned. And it frustrates me. I do a lot of school talks. I go around the Midlands especially. I speak in schools. I speak in colleges. I speak from year 9s all the way up to 6th formers who are leaving to go to university. Why do you think they don't teach us these things that are the most important aspects of life?
It's not mainstream. There's a very clear system to get people from school to university, to make people employable. And that's just not something that fits into that remit. Secondly is knowledge and understanding. Most people that teach in schools, I don't know many that have businesses, and it's not on the government's agenda for people. So unless you come from a family or you're surrounded by people that understand it and do it for a living, I mean, a good example is yourself, rich dad, poor dad, that kind of thing. It's going to be there when you're learning, but it's not something that's pressed.
Okay, we're getting off this topic because it's a topic that we could go on about for hours and hours. It's just never going to change. They've got no intentions of bringing anything in. So, you know, a podcast that me and you talk about, No one's paying attention to that anyway at that level.
Won't change the world.
It's not going to change anything. So let's go and talk about something more important. Oh, what was you going to say?
I can jump in. So in separate from school,
Yeah.
the other thing is your attitude.
Oh, okay.
So things that can't be taught are things like your ability just to harpoon yourself in one direction. And I see so many people, even in the community, and there's so many things on social media where they're like, oh, property flips, oh, crypto, oh, Shopify. I see so many people going, oh, maybe I'll just do that, or maybe I'll just try this, maybe I'll try this. Actually, people need to have the attitude of, I'm doing that, and I'm going to throw 1,000% at it, and I'm going to commit to that for 12 months. And if that doesn't work, I'm then going to do this.
Well, that was a conversation I had with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember when we first met,
Yeah.
I said, if you're going to do this and you're going to be successful, you've got to commit 12 months of your life. It's not going to come in 7 days, 3 days. Do you remember the conversation?
Yeah.
And anybody that knows me and knows me personally will always hear me say, it takes a long period of time to actually become successful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people look at my life and go, oh, he's super successful or he's successful. They don't realize how difficult it actually is behind the scenes and the stuff that we have to go through on a daily basis. Problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
That's our main thing, making sure that we can overcome problems. So I understand the attitude and I get it. Do you think the attitude will come with the people that you surround yourself with?
Yeah. Making good decisions and noticing when to move away from somebody and having the commitment and personal responsibility to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to see a problem and not do anything about it.
Okay.
If you know someone's negative around you, it's very easy just to let it happen. And the key thing is actually to have the confidence in yourself to say, this is not what I want for my life. Look at where I am and look at where that person is. I want to be there.
Yeah.
So I need to surround myself with that person, their energy, their network. I need to learn what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I can get there and be humble enough not to have an ego about it and to say, look, I want to get there. I'm going to throw everything I've got to get in it and letting go of the ego because that's the biggest thing that gets in the way.
Yeah, ego's a real big thing. And ego can kill you when it comes to the property world because a lot of people will go onto social media and they will start talking about property or their experiences in property. And then some will actually start believing in the likes and the views and the hype of it all and stuff like that and start actually thinking that's a currency. Because likes and views in our world is zero. It means absolutely diddly squat.
Mm-hmm.
But in other people's world, it's their whole life. It's money.
Yeah.
It is like it's having like a million views and, 100,000 likes, but no assets and working 9 till 5 is like being famous, but having to catch the bus.
Yeah.
It's the wildest thing in the entire world. And, the ego does things that makes people go crazy. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it all. I mean, 1 minute I'm at the top of a mountain, the next minute I'm at the bottom of the mountain, next minute I'm walking through the depths of hell. I try my hardest to do the right thing all the time. And sometimes it can get me in trouble. A lot of people expected me not to still be here now. And, a lot of people were preying on my downfall. And I never had an ego. A lot of people do. And I managed to keep going and showing up every single day, even on days that I didn't want to, because my attitude was correct. And I think people see things like that and they're like, yeah, we like that. But social media, you can be anything you want to be, can't you?
Of course you
You can have any character on social media in this world.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with ego.
Yeah.
So, right, let's start talking about something a bit more positive. Let's get into some more positivity. What do you like to do when you're not doing property?
I like to keep fit.
Okay.
So personally,
Where?
I go out running.
I'm on about I can't see it.
Cheers.
Like it doesn't. Are you sure?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You ever lifted a weight?
Yep.
Doesn't look like it.
Yep.
Do you run?
Yep.
Doesn't look like it.
Yep. Yeah.
Only joking, guys.
Yeah.
I know how much he actually trains. So
Yeah.
What is it? What is it about the gym or just the athletic side of you that makes you relax?
So it's the ability to get outdoors and switch off. So the problem with technology today is that you're so connected. Your phone's constantly buzzing. You've got the TV on, you've got the radio going. There's so much input all the time. it's difficult to have clarity. It's difficult for you to reflect on your life and what you're doing. So when I'm out running with no phone in the middle of a field at 6:30 in the morning when it's raining, that's clarity. I can just relax and think about where I'm going and what I'm doing.
I love that.
And it allows me to calm down. And, you know, there's this big thing about it's really easy to get really stressed really quickly. So exercise is a great way of learning to manage stress.
Okay.
Because it's the same biological pathway.
So how often do you exercise?
About 5-6 days a week.
You do. You're committed to it.
Yeah, but in different ways.
Okay.
Like if I'm not going to run 6 days a week, because I won't have any knees by the time I'm 40.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going to lift weights every day because it's not good. So there's different ways. Like one of the best exercises you'll ever do is walking. You can walk for hours.
Yep.
And it's just such a great exercise because it allows you to relax, especially with my condition.
Yeah.
Swimming, yoga. There's loads of things you can do.
When you was in the army, before your injury, what was the most grueling thing that you had to encounter?
I would say going on exercise.
Okay. So what in what sense?
Well, you'd be out of your comfort zone for days at a time. You'd be out in a woodblock in the cold, asked to get up at 2:00 in the morning in the freezing cold and sit in a ditch with your rifle on guard and all your muckers relying on you not to pass out and fall asleep. You know, I've done hasty harbours where you sleep in open fields in a sleeping bag and it could be raining, it could be snowing. That's what you do. You might have 40 kilos of kit with all your rations and ammo, and it's not one of those where you can just turn around and go, do you know what, it's a bit hard, I don't want to do it today. You don't have a choice. You're there and you're in it. And when you're absolutely exhausted, that's when you find out about who you are.
What you're made of.
What you're actually made of. Because everyone thinks they're fit until you've got nothing left. That separates who you truly are.
The 1%.
Are you going to be a team player? And are you going to muck in even though you've got nothing left? Or are you going to be that guy that taps out? That's the difference. And it's the same with property and deal sourcing.
It's the same with life.
It's the same.
It's forget property, forget deal sourcing. It's life.
Yeah.
And we all literally have to hit rock bottom in order to grow. So for you guys out there watching this, you know, if life is great and everything's going swimmingly and, you know, smoothly, you've got no bumps in the road, no hiccups, you know, everything's great. It's probably because you're living a life where there's going to be no real growth. And you've got that, you've hit that ceiling and you've got to where you want to get to and you're just going along, waiting for the days to pass, waiting for you to get old, waiting for your children to have children so you can become grandparents. And then, you know, you get put in the box and we'll see you later. Okay. Or you can get up, go out, fight, try and create a life for you and for the next generation, go through the depths of hell.
Yeah.
Get knocked down, figure out how to get back up, move forwards in the correct way and make it happen. And that's the exciting part of life, especially in my life. Right now, I am probably walking through the depths of hell right now. Okay. Right at this second in time is probably the most crucial part of my business I've ever been in. And it's the make or break. And I know I will make it through it. And I know I will be bigger than I've ever dreamed of ever because I have that mentality. But most people, when they hit that point where it gets a little bit difficult, they go, oh, this is a bit tough. Don't like this. I'm just going to fall to the wayside and quit and off I go. You've got to get that fight in you guys. You've got to become that person who goes, I don't give a shit what you throw at me. I will make it happen. I am that 1%. I'm the person who's going to change not just my life, my future children's life. And if you have that mentality, you'll be unstoppable. And you might think people are laughing at you or people will laugh at you or people will talk about what you're doing. Yeah, they might. Who gives a shit?
It's true.
Keep going.
It's true. Like again, it comes back to that winning mentality. So again, if I see someone around me that goes, oh, do you know what? I think I might pack this in. I find this a bit hard. a little bit of me goes, yeah, go on. That's another opportunity for me. Fantastic. And I know that sounds bad, but
Doesn't sound bad at all.
that's how winners are. And that's what winning does. And whenever you watch like really successful sports people, that's how they think. If you go to a professional football academy and there's 2 scholarships on the line out of a club of 18, 16 of those kids aren't ever playing pro football. 2 of them are. I guarantee you the 2 that do are the ones that have that mentality of that's mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and get it.
I got into a conversation the other day with a friend of mine, and he's not in property. He's in a different industry, and there was an awards for his industry that he was in, and he said, I've been nominated for an award, Steve. And I said, oh, that's amazing. And he was like, yeah, it's my first ever one. He's really successful. He's done really well for himself. Very humble guy as well. Really nice guy. But when I say successful, he's successful to where he might actually have hit the ceiling. So I said to him, when's the awards? I think it was a Thursday night or something like that. And he was like, it's Thursday night. Are you going to come? And I said to him, I'd love to be there to support you, but, I like to be at home with my family. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a family guy. I love my family more than anything in the world. My Isabella is like on a pedestal in my life. And my children are my 2 favourite people in the world, apart from obviously Isabella. And you've got that in there, just in case she watches this and she goes, hang on, you just put me on a pedestal, now you're saying children. My Isabella will always be number 1, right? Yeah. I said, I would love to come. And I should have gone, but I didn't. Okay? Some shit happens. And I said to him before he went, are you excited or are you nervous? He said, no, I'm excited. Every time I've been up for an award, I've been nervous, but I knew I was going to win to an extent. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I said to him, are you going to win? And he went, I don't know. At that point, I realized that my friend is a bit of a dick. Okay. Because his answer should have been, of course I'm going to win. Mm-hmm. Because why are you in a competition if you're willing to accept second place or even worse? If you're not winning, what is the point?
Yeah.
And, I'm sick to death of this participation, taking part, be a sportsman, no. You put me up for an award or I nominate myself for an award, which is even worse. I have to win that goddamn award.
Yeah.
And if I don't, as that person's walking past me, I'm tripping them up.
Yeah.
Or I'm getting on the stage and I'm doing a Kanye. Mm-hmm. I'm pulling that award out and going, listen, I deserve this. You all know I deserve it. I don't know how this person's won it. And I'm being completely honest with you guys. I'm a bad loser. I am not here for second place. And that is the problem with society today. My friend was willing to go, I ain't going to win. And when he didn't win, because he didn't win, guys, he come back to me and he's like, I didn't win. And I was like, well, you didn't even have any energy to say that you wanted to win. And I said, how do you feel? He's like, it was nice to be nominated.
No.
What are you talking about? It's nice to be nominated. Are you okay? You didn't win. And you know what's even worse? And I want to rant, guys. You know what's even worse?
Go on then.
These parents that set up a children's wall with 2nd, 3rd and 4th place medals.
No.
What in God's name are you implementing into your children? And I know a lot of you are going to comment below and hate me for this. You're going to be like, no, taking part, blah, 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 blah. No, you're instilling the wrong mentality into your children. They're going to get steamrolled.
Yeah.
When they go for a job interview, they're not getting the job.
No.
Because the person who always comes first has got that mentality to crush you.
Yeah.
And they will prepare, they will get themselves in a state of complete and utter focus in the zone, and they will waltz through that interview, and your child will be sitting there scratching his ass.
Yeah.
And then there's trouble.
Yeah.
Then there's trouble.
100%.
And that's my problem. Sorry to rant. I've just lost my head.
I'm the same. So with my mum and dad, like, they had that mentality installed in me as a kid. If you want something, go and get it.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Don't wait for someone to come and give you an opportunity. Make it happen.
You've got to be a winner.
You've got to be a winner. Go and show people how good you are, and good things will happen.
Yeah.
Have, work hard, have commitment, and just throw yourself at it. Don't be that person that's like, do you know what? Maybe one day it'll be my time. You'll be a dreamer for the rest of your life. It won't work. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I've calmed down now.
Good.
I'm back. I'm back in the building. I'm back in the building. I'm sorry to all the parents out there that actually have a wall of second, third, and fourth place medals. And, you do you. But I'm talking about how I am. And some people are going to say, that's not good for your children. Okay? I know it will be good.
Mm-hmm.
I know it will set them up in the future to have a mentality where, yes, I might be a bit tough. And, some people go, Steve, that's really harsh. But you're not seeing the side of me that shows my children emotion. You just hear me talk about they've got to win at everything they do. Mm-hmm. You don't understand I put my arm around them when they fall over. I'm not like, fall over, get up. It's not that level of toughness. It's kind of like, come on, guys, pick yourself up. We'll move forwards. And there's always a shoulder to cry on. My children are my life. And we have to set examples to show them what is morally and ethically correct. Now, a lot of us can move morally incorrect. And we can do things to hurt other people and move forwards with our own lives. You've got to show them that you can't do that. To get ahead, you don't need to trample on people. To get ahead, you just have to be better than everybody.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between the two. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing that most people don't realize. When you talk about winning, they think you'll do whatever it takes. You have to do whatever it takes, but you've got to do it morally and ethically correct.
Yeah.
And there's a way. And you can teach your children how to do that, I believe. And, a lot of successful people have come from backgrounds where their parents were quite tough on them.
Yeah.
And they've been through every scenario in life and they've got to the top. Have you ever heard of a successful person getting to the top with no problems?
No.
Or not having parents that push them?
No.
Lewis Hamilton's dad was quite strict. Tiger Woods' dad was quite strict. All these people, look at where they are.
Yeah.
They're the best of the best. And there's a pattern, there's a formula.
Yeah.
And your military background has given you a formula which 99% of the people in the world don't have.
No.
So it goes to show. It's like proven success. So let's end it, because now I think is the right time for you to step in, finish this podcast, and actually tell people what it takes, what steps it takes to be successful in the property world, and what they need to do differently from what they're doing right now.
So you need to channel out the noise. So there's things called money tasks. And it's really easy to get distracted in the property world. It's really easy to overanalyze numbers. It's really easy to overthink a conversation. It's really easy to overthink, I'll stick to just my area because this is what I know. I've sourced property that's all the way from Coventry up to Liverpool and anywhere in between. You go where the money is.
And you're from Milton Keynes.
And I'm from Milton Keynes. I travel hours and hours every week. I dread to think how many train tickets I've got. How much thousands of pounds I've spent over the past 5 weeks travelling. So I think to be really successful in property, you've got to take action. You've got to jump. You've got to be relentless. It's all numbers, especially in sourcing. If you think that you can go on one viewing and make one offer and you're going to make $5,000 a month, you're mad. That's never going to work. You're praying. That's like buying one Euro Millions ticket and thinking you're going to win 100 million. It's not going to work.
That doesn't mean go out there and buy 1,000. We do not advise on any financial stuff. Please do not start saying Steve advises anybody with TikTok letters and numbers and all that kind of nonsense.
And lastly, have your why. So you've mentioned massively that when you're in the depths of hell, you probably picture your kids.
Isabella and my kids.
You're probably sat there going, right, this is horrible at the minute, but when I go home, I'm going to walk through that door and smile because I can tell them that I've gone through the absolute depths of hell today for you three, and that why.
Yeah,
so
I actually don't tell them.
No,
I just do my job, get on with it, and then when I walk through that front door, the biggest smile you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah, and I have the same why with me. I've got that picture in my mind of why I'm doing it, and I've got a picture of one day being able to turn around to my family, and I've got it all in my head of being able to go, there you go, Mum and Dad, you're retired. I've got it in my mind. So whenever I have a really difficult day of my F&D and I'm like, do you know what, it'd be really easy just to lay here today. No, got that why. I know what I'm doing it for and why I'm trying to get there. So if you haven't got that why, you might be able to commit for it for 2 weeks. It'll get hard eventually and you'll stop. So unless you've got a really solid reason as to why you're doing it and you really want to change your life, you won't. So I'll end it on that.
Wow. All I can say is wow. You're incredible.
Thank you.
One of the best students that has ever come through my education, and in a short space of time. And it's nothing to do with what you've sourced. It's nothing to do with, the money. It's to do with the mentality you have and the stuff you've done for me off camera, behind the scenes, that nobody even knows about. The conversations, the documentation of some things that I've ever needed, and you've gone, Steve, listen, let me take a load off your plate and I'll do them for you. It's very, very difficult to find genuine, honest, real people. Very genuine people are few and far between. And when you do find them, you have to hold them close to you because, like I said, they only come once in a blue moon, and you are genuinely one of those people. I have a bunch of others in my life that have come in. I have Richard Vahe, I have Darren Perks, I have Richard Tunney, I have Luke Moriarty, I have my brother-in-law Jason. If you think about that in the amount of years I've been on the earth, it's less than 0.01%.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely amazing to have someone like you around, and I really appreciate you for what you do.
Thank you.
So, and I think you've got one of the brightest futures I've ever seen. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, there you go. Dream big. You've just heard it from a former soldier who is doing great things in the property world. You heard me go on a little bit of a rant. I know, guys. Come on. It wouldn't be a podcast, would it? It wouldn't be a Dream Big podcast if Steve wasn't on a rant. Tune in on the next one, and I might be ranting about lesbian nans and stuff because it's on the board down there. But we'll never know because it's off the cuff, it's raw, it's unfiltered, and I will see you guys soon.